Yo, 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 what is going on? How's everybody doing? Thank y'all for tuning in to another DLE Fitness live stream show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today is, today Thursday? I thought today was Wednesday. Jesus, time is flying. Well, today's Thursday. God, today's Thursday already? I thought yesterday. I missed the day. I don't know what happened. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Today is Thursday, and we're about to get it in today. We got a good show lined up for you, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hopefully you've made it past hump day, because I'm thinking today is hump day, but it's not. But hopefully you're having a good week. Hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully everything's going good for you. And if you're not having a good day, we're going to let Mr. Chow break it down to you. Here we go.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
And as long as you did not become unalive, you are still here ready to make something great, good happen with yourself. So stay focused, stay grinding, and keep doing what you got to do to make a better day for yourself, a better life for yourself, because shit ain't getting easy. Let's keep grinding. Let's go. And just to give you a friendly reminder, we are simultaneously streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor. When you see that thumbs up come up on the screen, I want you to hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. So please hit that like button and get the algorithm out. If you're on Kick, Twitch, or Rumble, go ahead and give your boy a follow. These shows some support through them other channels that we're multi-streaming on. Of course, if you want to contribute to today's show, with Cash App and the Venmo, Cash App Daniel2888, Venmo Danny-Daniel-00. If you want to donate some hate and cuss me out or say something negative, please feel free to do those things, and I will read it out loud just in case you want to, talk some ish and potentially get hit. Just let me know, and I'll go ahead and read that for you. But with that being said, we're going to get into today's show because we got a good show lined up for you today. It is a lot of stuff going on today in today's world. You can't really ignore what's really going on. Let's play some background music, by the way. Oh yes, let's get some nice soothing background music in the background. Oh my God, that's the jam right there. Oh, that's the jam. That's the jam. Anyway, like I was saying, we got a lot of stuff going on in today's world, man. There's a lot that's been going on, and man, this year is gonna be a hell of a pivotal year. There's some things I got to touch on and dive into as well, because the way things are looking, I'm just not too sure if we're gonna. Let me fix that. Got that a little bit too loud. I think that's good. Yeah, that should be right there. Yeah. Anyway, things ain't looking too good, man. This year is gonna be a pivotal year. Just the way things are looking. I mean, you got Trump starting in New York. Well, first of all, Trump's first year of term. Let's start there. Trump's first year of term. This man here clearly has not been bullshitting whatsoever. He has been signing this and signing that and just been laying the smack down. And then he came in on a new year and started out capturing another president from another country. Now, I don't think as long as I've been alive, I don't think I've seen, I mean, I guess we had Osama bin Laden, but to see him actually capture another president, and then him and his wife, I ain't never seen nothing like that with a president. But I think the only one would have to been Osama bin Laden. Well, no, they did Gaddafi. Gaddafi was RIP, rest in peace to Gaddafi. Gaddafi was like moving to the gold standards, and they wasn't having that at all. No, sir. They was like, no, Gaddafi, you can't go to the gold standards, so they have to go make example out of dude. But dude was on some. Dude was trying to be peaceful, but they didn't want to hear it. They was like, nah, you messing with the money, and we are the rulers. But needless to say, right now we got Trump in office, 2026, January, and Trump is on a streak. Trump is on a streak right now. He really is. He's really on a roll, and we're gonna look at a few things that's going on with dealing with him, and then we're also gonna look at some things dealing with the Clintons. The Clintons, yes, Bill and Hillary Clinton. Yes, sir. Bill and Hillary Clinton, potentially they have something going on as far as them being filed in contempt. So it seems like they're hunting these two individuals down, and they got some shit that they want to lay on them as far as charges and potential convictions. So we're going to see how that pans out. We're going to watch that here in a little bit. Let me take a swig real quick. Hold on. Oh yeah, I needed that. Whew. Yeah, I really needed that big time. But anyway, like I was saying, we're going to look into that, see what's going on with the Clintons, because they're getting held to contempt. And then just when you thought the BS was not done, was all over, just when you thought we figured out that we only had two genders, just when you thought that we only had pregnancies come from women, it seems like the left side is still, you know, back on their bullshit, which they're never going to give up. They're forever going to do what they're trying to do. They're going to push this agenda. People getting shot because of ICE federal agents, and then they're turning around. They're going to use that emotional, you know, view to get you to feel a certain way, so therefore they can go ahead and push in these agendas and have your kids believing that they're trans and all this stuff. But just when you thought that stuff was over, we have a doctor who was asked a simple question about, can men get pregnant? And we're gonna see if she's even able to answer the question yes or no. Exactly. We're gonna look at that here in a minute. We got Dr. was it Verma? She's gonna be asked a question by a particular individual in a hearing, and you won't believe how this conversation goes. So we're gonna take a look at that in the economy section of the show. Then at the very end, the AI segment of the show, we're gonna dive in and take a look at a TV show called Black Mirror, a particular episode called 15 Million Merits, where they were basically in a futuristic society, and you can clearly see that their futuristic society, they were in classes. You had rich, middle class, and poor, but middle class and poor were basically two poor classes, but just one did different role than the other one. Then you had the rich elite class, but they dictated everything that the middle class saw, did, see, ate, success, anything that they had, they dictated it to a point. And it's in a futuristic world of technology and computers and things like that. And we're gonna go ahead and break down this breakdown of the video that somebody did to see if what they're saying holds any weight to how we live our life today and the trajectory that we are on, to see if we are headed in that said direction of this gloomy TV show's episode of Black Mirror, 15 Million Merits. Because once you see this, you're going to look at this and you're going to hear how it's going to be broken down to you. And when you see this and listen to it, you're going to think to yourself like, yeah, we are not quite there, or we are already there. You're going to see it. And when they start breaking it down and we start hearing about how this situation is being presented, even though it's a TV show, the similarities are really, really eerie and quite shocking. But when you see it, you'll understand what I mean. And you'll probably look around and think to yourself, like, we're already here. It just hasn't clamped in yet. Like, we're here, we're there. They just haven't clamped it yet. They probably just need like another 1 or 2 generations. And you know, it's the game over. It's donezo. So with that being said, we're not gonna waste no more time. We're gonna dive right into today's show because we got a good show that we got to get lined up to you. We got a little bit of time today to make this happen. What we got? We got 1, 2. We got like 2.5 hours to run this show. So we got time. We got time to sit down and run a nice, decent show. You know what I'm saying? Chill back, sit back, chill. So let's go ahead and get our sexy lady in here to welcome us into the economy segment of the show. Let's go.
Welcome to the economy segment of the show. Enjoy.
Yeah, buddy. All right. So with that being said, starting off with the economy segment of the show, where's my thing at? I lost it. We're going to start right here. Here we're going to start. We're going to start out with Mr. and Mrs. Bill Clinton, or Bill and Hillary Clinton. As you know, they had some stuff that they've always been to some deep water over the years. But she did not appear for a scheduled deposition as part of her Republican-led panel's investigation into the Epstein file. So since she didn't show up to her deposition, it seems like they've ran through all the proper channels. So now they're going to hit them with some stuff to where they got to be content to show up to court. So we're going to see where this goes. But we're going to let the news people take it away and break it down to you so you can get a better understanding of how all this works. So let's hear it first right here. Wait. Before I pull that up, let me move this over and let me hit pause on this here. And then let's just dive right into it. All right, cool. We good? There we go. Here we go.
Breaking news from Capitol Hill this morning, where House Republicans on the Oversight Committee just said they will move to hold former Secretary of State, former First Lady Hillary Clinton in contempt of Congress, in addition to her husband, former President Bill Clinton, after they refused to appear before the committee in their investigation into Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, Anna, Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, as you mentioned, announcing this morning, just a few minutes ago.
Okay, there we go. Jesus, I didn't think they want to shut up. They kept talking. All right, so we have right here that they have not shown up to a investigation regarding the Jeffrey Epstein thing. So they had a scheduled deposition they're supposed to show up to. They didn't show up. So now that we're going to see that they didn't show up, so now that they're basically filing a contempt charge against them to where they got to show up, because you can't keep ducking and dodging court. Something you don't play with. Now, if that was us, we would probably be in jail already, but since it's them, you know what I mean, they kind of give them some leeway, and I don't know how that works out, but I guess money makes you stay out of places that normal people are already into. But with that being said, we're going to hear from Representative James Comer, and he's basically going to speak to us about the subpoena that they had filed, and since Hillary has joined her husband in disobeying a subpoena. So they were subpoenaed, and when you get subpoenaed, you can't disobey a subpoena. You don't want, because that's not good news. But it says that they disobeyed a subpoena, and it says that no one is above the law, not even her. So we're going to see what Representative James Comer has to say about this. He's going to break this down and let us know exactly what's happening with Hillary and her husband, but mainly Hillary with the situation that's going on with the Epstein Oversight Committee. So let's go ahead and take a look at this and see what's going on, because they've been on their neck for a while. We've had a whole lot of bad news about Hillary in the past, about her breaking that infamous laptop that had, Pizza Hut and Pizzagate and all that stuff, or Stargate and all that stuff. From, if you know what I mean, and adrenochrome and stuff like that. So she's been on Hot Wheels for a while. So now we're going to see what's going on. And since we're heading into the midterms, it seems like things are about to get cooking, things are about to get spicy, and things are about to get heated up. So we're going to see how these midterms turn out. But at the same time, these people, they fighting. They really fighting. So we're going to have to see how this midterm turns out. And I got a couple things I want to mention about that before I dive too deep into this. But let's hear what Representative James Comer has to say about the situation. So here we go.
Clinton joined her husband in defying a bipartisan lawful congressional subpoena to show up today. I think what's most disappointing to the Oversight Committee is the fact that we have, in good faith, negotiated with the Clintons' attorneys for 5 months. Throughout the past 5 months, they've implied to us they were trying to make a date work. In fact, the last date we had, they notified us 3 days beforehand, said that they would love to come, but they have a funeral to attend. And we have bent over backwards to try to schedule the Clinton. No, I'm still talking. I'm still talking. Go ahead. Hey, get him out of here. You're not even a reporter. Get out of here. So here's the situation. We're going to hold both Clintons in criminal contempt of Congress. We believe that because this subpoena was issued in a bipartisan fashion, the Democrats acted the day that the subpoenas were voted on in the subcommittee like they wanted the Clintons to come, because they at that time, if you go back, they were wanting me to subpoena the estate, which I did.
Criminal contempt.
Got all the documents, everything. That was what the victims asked. That's what the Democrats asked. I think that's what the American people wanted. We subpoenaed the state, got 100% of the documents. I have subpoenaed the Department of Justice and Pam Bondi for the documents, which they are producing. Now, we don't like the speed. We all wish the documents would come in quicker, but we've gotten tens of thousands of pages of documents from the Department of Justice. And remember, they made a big document drop, and the Democrats cried foul because they said they didn't.
Demanded redactions.
Right, they wanted more redactions. So they're double and triple checking this. And the Department of Justice is complying.
Okay. They're saying they're complying. I mean, long awaited.
Our lawful subpoena. Bill Barr, Alex Acosta came in and were deposed because of our lawful subpoena. This same lawful subpoena was issued to the Clintons, and they defied it. And Bill Clinton's trying to play the victim card here. Only Bill Clinton could try to triangulate.
Hey, that's how them Democrats do, bro. They victims.
A terrible atrocity to these survivors that have had to endure who knows what from Epstein and Maxwell.
And their associates.
So we're trying to get answers with the American people. We're serious about it.
Now they're serious about it. Now my little thing is, this is going to be an interesting year. Right? This year's going to be interesting Because I mean, there's also pictures of Trump with Epstein. You can't ignore it, and I'm pretty sure if she go down, if Bill and whatever, if they go down, like everybody coming down, and it's getting pretty sticky out here. You know what I mean? Like it's getting sticky. So it's like they're attacking Hillary, but at the same time, like, you know, she ain't finna go down without a fight. So I mean, this is gonna be interesting because you over here trying to get the Democrats, but you go pull you go pull the president down with you, because we've seen Trump with photos with Epstein. Not saying he's guilty, because nobody's guilty until you can prove it. But not but. However, you know, I mean, we've seen Trump pull cards before, and, you know, we've seen him, you know, like, adamant about busting a move. And, I mean, for some reason, these Epstein files is super delayed. You know what I mean? But we're in the year of the midterm elections. We're in the year of the midterm, and there's a couple of things that I am actually worried about as far as the president goes, but I'm not going to go into that yet. But let him keep going. Let him finish up a little bit. Here we go.
Once again, not a single Democrat showed up. You know how many depositions we've done? There's always a Democrat here. The former President of the United States, former Secretary of State, neither one of them, not a single Democrat here. So I think the questions that should be asked to the Democrats on the committee, do you still support hearing from the Clintons? Because, you know, some have asked what's Hillary got to do with anything. Well, Jeffrey Epstein claimed, and I don't know if this is true or not, because I think a lot of what Jeffrey Epstein said was just not true. But he has said that he helped set up the Clinton Foundation. There are records that would imply that Epstein helped raise money for the Clinton Foundation.
He helped set up the Clinton Foundation.
We are going to depose Maxwell. As you know, I've subpoenaed Maxwell. We have, and her lawyers asked us to wait till the Supreme Court or the court ruled on her appeal. Then the lawyer said she was going to plead the fifth. We are going to depose Maxwell. We felt like Hillary Clinton.
I don't know who Maxwell is.
Offer some information on Maxwell because Hillary. Remember, Maxwell attended Chelsea Clinton's. Maxwell attended Chelsea Clinton's wedding, so you know, obviously they're
Network called and they want you to take your job back. Okay.
I'm trying to answer questions. We've got a paid disruptor here, so this is. I feel like the Clintons have initiated the war room. The press yesterday.
He said we have a paid. He said we have a paid disruptor here. He said somebody is paid to throw salt in his game. That's actually funny. He said there's a paid disruptor here. Okay, hold on. That was actually a good one. I got to give him credit for that one. He said there's a paid disruptor here. I mean, I may have the wrong word, but he says somebody is paid here to cause commotion, and whoever's talking in the background is paid to talk shit. And I'm going to tell you why he said that real quick. He said that because of this right here. All right, so if you know anything about the Minnesota thing that's going on, right? That's funny he said that. So in Minnesota, a lot of people have been able to point out that these protesters in Minnesota are paid. They're able to point out that these protesters in Minnesota, they are paid people. And some people even went as far as to look around and try to figure out, like, wait a minute, not only are they paid, but how can they set everything up so damn quick? Like, as soon as something goes out or as soon as something happens, these people got all sorts of stuff put together, made up, signs made, and everything. So real quick, let me show you the first one that I'm talking about. This is why he's saying that there's a paid person, because just like the protests in Minnesota, a lot of these people are starting to realize that these people that are protesting, that are getting in front of federal agents and trying to stop what they're doing, these people are paid. They're actually paid. And this lady, I don't know who this woman is, but she got the story of the day this day. Look at what she asked and look at what this protester said in Minnesota about the protest. Check this out real quick. Let me pull this up. Look at this. So this is why this is so funny. Here it goes.
Shame! Shame!
Do you have a job? Do you have a job?
Shame! Shame! I'm getting paid right now! Shame! Shame! Shame!
Do you have a job? Do you have a job?
Shame! Shame! I'm getting paid right now! Shame! Shame!
Look at her face. She said, we got it. She's like, hell yeah. She got the clip of the century right there, boy. Look at her. Give her music. She got it. Oh my goodness. She said, I'm getting paid right now. So they're finding out that these protesters are paid people out here in these streets of Minnesota or Minneapolis, Minnesota, whatever you want to call it. And all of this chaos is being stirred up intentionally. It's being paid. It's being funded. And of course, you can say it's from both sides, but for sure, like I said, this midterms elections are coming up this year. So you see that these people are so dumb to admit that they're like saying like, yeah, I'm getting paid to be here. Who the hell is paying you to protest? That's a question in itself. Who is paying you to come out here and protest and to just, cause bullshit? Like, you ain't out, you are doing nothing but and then the question is, here's the real question: whose pockets are so deep that you can get this many people paid out here to cause a protest? Because if they're getting paid, you got to be covering like some their housing and their bills and stuff. You got to be covering a good substantial amount for them to be this committed to be able to do this. So whose pockets are so deep to make this happen? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And I always say this. I always say America is selling out America. You got like the Somali people. The Somalis are not able or would not be able to get in positions of office in Congress, or any Muslim or anybody, any of that nature would not be able to get into position at Congress, bring Somalis over here, commit fraud without the help of American people in those positions to pass by paperwork, to get, to look the other way, and judges who are allowing people to, commit a crime and get let back out on the streets. Like, it's Americans selling out Americans. That's what we're seeing. And to show you another angle, this guy right here shows right here, back when Maduro got caught. Remember when Maduro got caught, which was not that long ago. He just got caught. This dude's finna break it down. When Maduro got caught, you remember that right when Maduro got caught, hell, we all got the news like on January 3rd or something, right? We all got the news that Maduro got caught on like January 3rd or something like that. And like in that afternoon, people had signs, people had organized, people had flags, people's signs were printed. Like, listen to this dude break this down and make so much sense. Check this out. He actually made a lot of sense. Here it goes.
Explain to me how, after Trump goes into Venezuela in the middle of the night, a couple of hours later, in New York, you have an organized march with thousands of people with banners, signs, flags, and the signs are all matching. They've all been printed. They were at the same print press. Who's working overtime? Who's setting this up? Are these guys paid? Like, there is no way that you can get all these people and have all these signs overnight. I'm sorry, and not even a couple of hours. These people were out in the morning. Trump was going to Venezuela at 2 or 3 in the morning. And these people were out like, what, 7, 8, 9? Organized? Bro, who's doing this? This is, I'm sorry, this is not organic. Not one freaking bit is this organic. And they were all over Times Square. Like, look at this. Look at these signs. Perfect. All matching. Listen, if they were handwritten, fine. But they're printed. And they have long banners as well. Look at this. This is great.
Hey, he has a point. If they were handwritten, like back in the days when WWF used to be a thing and people used to have signs and that's how you know. If you are like the age of like 35 or 30 and under, you know what a handwritten sign, organic sign looks like because you watched WWF growing up and we seen what organic handwritten signs look like. People were creative. Everything looked different colors, different designs, different fonts, different textures, layouts, prints, it was all different. So we know what it looks like for signs to be organic. We get it. And that shit is not organic at all. So that's why I say when this guy was talking right here, when this dude was talking and he was getting interrupted by that person over there talking, this is why he said there's a paid whatever he said, there's a paid actor out here or whatever trying to distract or whatever. That's what he was saying. He was calling that out. He was like, okay, you're paid. We already know how you rock because y'all have already told us that you guys are paid. Your protesters in Minnesota told us. We know over in New York, you got people that are paid with signs. And it's like there's so many people, though. It's a lot of them. You got a mob in New York getting paid. You got a mob in Minnesota getting paid. These people they're everywhere getting paid to cause a distraction and commotion. And it's crazy to see. It's like, wow, this is really happening. This is really going on. Like these people really, they are not playing. So yeah, I would keep playing the video, but it takes a while. But basically, as you can see, they're filing a subpoena against, or they filed a subpoena against the Clintons, but they didn't respond. So now they're going to come down with criminal contempt. So we're going to see how that situation pans out. And it's going to be pretty interesting to see how far it goes because it's like a toss up because I mean, I think that a lot of stuff is going to be redacted or whatever on that thing on the Epstein files or whatever. But here's my thing. All right. Here's my thing as far as Trump goes, because these people are not playing. All right. These people ain't joking. And let me show you, because I showed this before, but I got to show you this woman again, because she basically breaks this down like a science. Because she made it very clear. And I'm just going to read it to you. I'm not going to let her talk it out because last time I let her talk it just takes forever. But a lady named Laura Logan, she stepped up on a panel and she had talked about it. She had dropped a warning about America, especially during the midterm elections coming up. And she said this. She says that the agenda had never slowed down, and not for a second. People think everything stopped because Trump is in office, but the machine kept moving at full speed, which we see. Because with these Maduro protests, Minnesota protests and fraud, that video I just showed you with James Comer calling out the paid actor that's sitting there interrupting him while he's having a speech. He says, here's what she laid out. So this is what the lady said. She said, Bill Gates has backed the digital ID that just unveiled, a global interoperable, there you go, system that permanently tracks vaccine status from your birth. Executive order, she says none are law, not a single one, and the plan isn't to wait out Trump. It's to take the midterms and impeach him. And this time she says the charges will be designed to stick, which is what I just said when that James Comer guy was talking about putting criminal contempt on Hillary Clinton. I'm like, oh, I mean, you might get Hillary but get Trump at the same time. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just talking. I don't know if this is true, but it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be interesting. This didn't pause. It adapted, stall, delay, regroup. That's the strategy. Then she got to the core of it and said accountability. She said without accountability, everything repeats. No accountability means the strong flu 19 abuses happen again. So we're due for another pandemic. The same people will do it again. And she named the testing grounds, which is California. She said, not soften. Closest thing to a Marxist state in America is California. The laws that steadily strip freedom and the blueprint for national rollout, which they just found out that there's a crap load of fraud in California, Illinois, and New York as well. And I think they're saying it is bigger than Minnesota. Why California? Because it's where the test systems before scaling them nationwide. She pointed straight at LA or Los Angeles elections. Smartmatic still runs them. Only major jurisdictions where it remains. Not an accident, a controlled environment. Then came the math that should scare everyone. She says 22 states are already under Democratic control. Several GOP states vote with them. Only 2/3 of states are needed to change the constitutions. And if you think that you're safe, you're not even close. And she said this, without real accountability, none of this stops. Without mass consequences, the roadmap is already written. All right, so she basically was like, look, if there's no consequences, if people are not getting killed for treason, if people are not, like if things are not happening in that nature, as far as like a extreme punishment, imprisonment, and things like that, I mean, the roadmap is the roadmap. It's gonna go to where it's gonna go, is what she's saying. That's how things are gonna happen. The consequences have to be drastic. It needs to be either treason or it needs to be jail time or something. But if there's no consequences, it's gonna keep rolling. And now, here's my thing, all right? She just mentioned that they're trying to impeach Trump at the midterm elections. Now, here's two things. Here's two things. That's already one of them. So one thing could, and this I don't want to happen, but this is just what I have to point out because it's like, you can't ignore it. So here is a message that she just laid out, stated that they're going to try to impeach Trump at the midterm elections with stuff that they're going to get to stick. Hopefully it doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen. And then the second thing, which I hope don't happen, but I was worried about this in Trump's first term. We all know The Simpsons, right? The Simpsons used to have an episode where they showed Trump, where Trump had got unalived, and it showed like, I think it showed like it was at Trump. It showed at Trump's funeral, but Trump was unalive on an episode of The Simpsons. Now they'll tell you now that episode didn't happen. It wasn't true. It wasn't bullshit. That was a true episode. I don't know if you'll be able to find it anymore, but that was a true episode on The Simpsons. People are gonna argue with me, whatever, but I'm not gonna sit here and make this up. So I'm hoping that I hope those two things do not happen and Trump is able to roll out both of his terms without an impeachment or without an unaliving situation as The Simpsons had tried to roll out and predict. Because that would be that won't be good. That won't be good at all, man. That would be very terrible. That would not be a good thing at all. Now, if you wonder why, because I know some people are like, well, I mean, if you hate Trump, cool. It is what it is. That's your feelings. You have the right to feel what you want to feel or think what you want to think. Now, I'm not really left or right or anything, but one thing I am is this. I do believe that there's a direction that this country or this world is headed in. And I just see Trump as somebody who is postponing the inevitable. He's buying you time. That's how I see it. I mean, he may be getting rich in the process. I mean, it's called spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? Bro might be getting rich and he might be stacking a couple ducats in the meantime. You know what I mean? They call him, he might be committing fraud too. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just talking. But I feel like he's postponing the inevitable. I mean, these people are constantly on the same bullshit that they were always on, and they will never stop. They've been doing this feminist, aka Satanist, because that's what feminism is. Feminism is Satanism. Just look at how the actions are. Just look at the actions of a feminism, or at least modern day feminism, and then look at Satanism, and just look. They completely go against the laws of nature. They go against God. It's a fact. You can't argue with me. And if things happen, which I hope they don't, then this is what we have to look forward to, because these people are constantly on the same bullshit over and over and over again. And this is where I think this is like a lot of weight that I feel is being held on the midterm elections right now. And hopefully Trump makes it all the way through his term, and then we go through the next president election. But this is like the weight that we're holding on. This is the weight that we're dealing with, because these people are not stopping with this kind of mindset and this kind of bullshit. And I'll show you. So this is what we have right here. We got Dr. What's his late name? Verma. Dr. Verma. She was questioned by John Hawley. And she's a doctor. She's a gynecologist and an obstetrician. So let's see the question that's asked by Josh Hawley, and let's see how Dr. Verman answers these questions. Here we go.
I hesitated.
Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question is.
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics.
Absolutely.
So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
can men get pregnant?
I take care of many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
Again, as I'm saying,
Let me just remind you, you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. So can men get pregnant? You're a doctor, I think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
no, yes/no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of that.
So as you can see, now, one thing I can at least agree with Trump on is if you ask Trump, can men get pregnant? You know as well as I know is that man is going to say the word no. Now, ask yourself, number one, who is paying this woman? And number two, she's a fucking doctor. She's a doctor, bruh. She's a doctor. She's in the position of a doctor, and this is the way she's answering this question. That's why I say I believe that Trump is he's slowing down the inevitable. And at these midterms, I just read to you what that last lady spoke on how they're trying to, impeach Trump, and how the Simpsons episode, how they had that episode about him being unalive, which I hope neither one happens. If things go wrong, or if things go the other way, I'll say that. This is what we looking at. Like, do you want your kids to go to school and have a fucking doctor tell them like, well, men can get pregnant? It's like, that's like, no, like they don't give a damn about children. They don't give a shit about kids. They don't care. Like, look at this woman. Look at how look at the look on her face. Do you think she cares about anything else? She's already paid. Her pockets are lined up. She good. She's a doctor. She made it all the way up there, and she can't answer a yes or no question to a simple question to a profession that requires biological knowledge, which is stupid because we all know what this is. That's why I say feminism is Satanism. But let's continue.
This proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives.
She already knows
and
that,
you're
bro.
Here as an expert,
Don't
called by
mad.
the other
She
side
knows
as
this.
an expert, and you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
Crazy.
I think you're also conflating
This is
male
extraordinary.
female with
No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
What you were talking about is biological.
You're not going to answer my question.
Exactly. She's not gonna answer your question, bro. Like, look at this woman. Like, look at her. This is a doctor. This is a lady that is treating the society. You want your kids and men, women, and children to grow up in this shit. Do you really want, like, this is what I'm talking about. That's why I say he's postponing. Trump is postponing the inevitable because these fuckers are not gonna stop. They not gonna stop, and it's sad. It's sad that you can see the evil demonic stuff that they're doing, and that's why I say feminism is Satanism, because you are blatantly going against God. There's no other way around it. And if you don't believe in God, okay, they're going against nature, every facet possible. Anything that has to do with a order that God put in place, they are like, screw that order. They is like, no, that is straight Satanism. That's straight devil work. That's what they're doing. They're like, we are doing the polar opposite. Women can get pregnant. Well, men can too. There's two genders. Nah, there's 3 or 4. There's a tradition where there's a hierarchy in the household. No. Men are not stronger than women. It's just like everything they go, they don't care what it is. It's 100% battle with God. That's what it is in a nutshell. They are fighting with God 10,000%. That's who they fighting. And they don't give a damn. They know what side they are on. Do you know what side you on? Because you can see it. It's blatantly clear. Like, think about the impact that you, like, if you have kids and you actually give a shit about like a future of society, can you look your 5 or 8-year-old child in the face and tell them some shit like this? Like, think about it. Could you really look your kid in the face and lie to them and have them believing that men give birth? You know what I mean? Confusing kids like that. Now, what is it going to do for a society down? It's going to turn society upside down on its head. These kids are going to have a very screwed up sense of thinking. They're going to be confused. And again, confusion. Confusion is part of Satan. It's a part of the devil. Confusion is a part of it. It's a part of it. That's the whole thing. To keep you confused, to keep you angry, to keep you at a low frequency, to keep you lusting, to keep you fornicating. All these things, like, it's just perpetual. It's just a proverbial middle finger to God is what they're doing. They don't care what it is. Change it. Is this what God did? Okay, we're doing the polar opposite. We don't care who we hurt. And that's just what it is in a nutshell. There's no other way that you can see it. So that's why I always try to tell people, it's like, look, man, look, just go ahead and run you some Proverbs 22 verse 3. Once you run you some Proverbs 22 verse 3, then this should help you understand in a nutshell what you should be doing. This is what you need to be doing right here. The prudent man sees danger and takes refuge, but the simple man keep going and pay the penalty. You see the bullshit coming from a mile away. Get the hell away from these devils, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, what they're doing, it does not further any society. It really will cause extinction and self-destruction of themselves if you live by that ideology. Now, you can incorporate AI and shit with it. You can incorporate AI and artificial wombs and all that. But again, an artificial womb is the opposite of a real womb. A real womb. You got a real womb that is nature, and you have a fake womb. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the polar opposite. It's a war with God. Oh, God can create life. Okay, well then I'll make an artificial womb. It's the same thing. They're doing a polar opposite. So you just gotta figure out a way how to navigate and stay far away from it as possible. That's why I'm always telling you, eat healthy, exercise, work out. That's what I always show you on my social medias. I'm always showing you me working out. I'm always showing you me exercising. I'm always showing you, when I'm talking these live streams, I'm always saying, man, focus on bettering yourself. Get your stuff in order. Get your stuff right. It's not going to be an easy task, but get it done. Eat healthy, exercise, stay on top of your health and fitness. Stay on top of it. Because what you put in your body means, I think, in my humble opinion, it means a lot more than ever in today's world. Because you see how expensive beef is now. Beef is through the damn roof. And now, the price of pork is what chicken used to be. And pork is what is considered a dirty animal. They want you eating the dirtiest of the dirtiest, and pretty soon pork gonna probably be the price of beef. So you just have to look at it and understand it. But that's why I say right there, man, a prudent man sees danger and takes refuge, but a simple man keeps going and pays a penalty. Like, you see what's coming a mile away. You can see it. You can see it. And then if you want to go even deeper, where is it? What is it? Is it Revelations 6? I might be wrong. Is it 6 or 13? Let me keep going a little bit. Let's see. Where is it? Let me see. Yeah, there it is right there. I found it. 18:4, of course. Let's read the full chapter. Right here. And as you see what's going on, you can't help but notice that all these things that are happening, and you're seeing it happen from so many, because everything's getting revealed. We're hearing about fraud, and we're hearing about this happening, and then we're seeing that they're getting paid for the protest. And then you're seeing, if the Epstein thing turns up, then we'll see how that plays out. Then if the impeachment thing happens at midterms, or God forbid, an unaliving it happens at the midterms or sometime in this term, which would be horrible, but you're going to see it. And you can also see how, if you look at the way life has been going, this is making sense more than ever. This is making sense more than ever. This is making sense more than ever. Having great power, the earth was lightened by his glory, and cried a mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, has become habitations of devils, and hold every foul spirit, a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of her wine, and of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues. For her sins have reached into the heavens, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Right here. Right here. This is the same thing as this. This right here. Proverbs is for wisdom and guidance. Revelations comes. Hey, here's your wisdom. Here's your guidance. Bust a move. Bust a move. You know what I mean? But it is what it is at the end of the day. They're doing what they're doing, and you can see it from a mile away. You can see it. They're not hiding it. It ain't nothing to hide. They're just going to keep lying. Why? Because they think you're stupid. Or they see like you're too poor to even run. You're too in debt. Think about it. Student loan debt, credit card debt, interest rates, mortgages, housing. Now people are trapped in houses because the house prices used to be here, but now they keep going down. So people can't even sell a house right now because now the buyers can't undercut them and hit them with 10 or 15%, 20% and lowball them, or I didn't say lowball them, but yeah, lowball them for an asking price. You asking $500,000, you send them an offer for 20% less. Like, I mean, everybody is stuck. The inflation on food and the cost of food, it's like you're stuck and you can't move. It's where they got it right now. It's where and then we're gonna sit here and tell you this story and lie to you, and then we gonna sit here and we gonna talk some shit like this, knowing damn well your kid gonna come to my doctor's office, or your daughter, or whoever, mainly your daughters, because she's a gynecologist. And right now, that's who asses they've been kicking. They've been kicking the women's asses with this stuff, believing this nonsense. Not all women, but you get what I'm saying. So they not playing around. And that's why I'm just like, man, it is what it is. You know, yeah, I mean, as long as you can see it, you got to be able to see it and do something about it. Make a sacrifice, make a decision, make a move. I always tell you, put your head down for the next 5, 10, 15 years and grind your ass off. Sacrifice some things that you need to get rid of. Any worldly sins or bad habits that you have, put them to the side. You drink, you smoke, hey, cut that out for a while. That money that you spend on drinking and smoking, put it somewhere else. And then that feeling that you have when you feel like drinking and smoking, go hit the gym. That money you was using for drinking and smoking, actually put that towards a healthier diet. Change it up. Feel better about what it is you're doing. Like take care of your temple. Get your money right. Get your mind right. Get your money in order. Get out of debt. All these things, put it together. Get it going. Put your head down. Women ain't going nowhere. They always gonna be there. We always gonna have women. I mean, it is what it is. You know, if you got your wife or your spouse, I mean, hey, if the weight is holding you back, get rid of it, is how I see it. Because right now ain't the time to be playing around. Like, you got to make a move. And this move should have been happening a long time ago. But, you know, everybody was living high on the hog, like on The Big Short. You know, remember in the movie, he was going around, he was talking to, who was he was talking to strippers. He was talking to loan officers. He was talking to all these different people while the world was moving and people were partying and making money and everything kept going up and up and up and up. He was able to point out and look and see, like, these cards are about to come crashing down hella hard and people don't see it coming. And he made a pivot with his money and made the right move. Unfortunately, when he looked at it, he was like, we're about to make a lot of money off of a lot of people's pain. But he saw it and he acted on it. It wasn't hidden from nobody. It was there for you to see. Now it's here to see more than ever. Everybody can. There's people putting all kind of content out for people to see. Everybody can see what's going on. You can get financial information from some of the big players in all different kinds of markets, stock markets, real estate markets, precious metal markets, commodities. You can actually get game from these people and hear what they're talking about. It's like there's no reason. You just have to be able to find a way to generate something and keep going. Now, I can't tell you, what is it? Liberty Twitch. I can't tell you where to invest. I can't tell you that, but I can tell you right now that commodities is going up right now. I mean, at least that's what I see. Commodities is doing its thing right now. But I would say a book you should read is by Peter Schiff called Crash Proof. Go get that book and read that. That's actually a damn good read. You're gonna think it was written in today's time, but it was written like a decade ago. It's a good book. It's a good book. Go read Crash Proof by Peter Schiff. I hope I say his name right. Peter Schiff. Crash Proof. That book right there, that's the one for you. So with that being said, let me see, what else do I have right here? What else do I got? What do I have? Is there anything else on this? Nah, that's going to be it for this. So we're going to have to go ahead and dive into the next segment of the show. So let's go ahead and pull this back. An economist, investment broker for predicting time, especially that is it. That's the book. That book right there. Go ahead and that's going to be the book. That's a very good book. There's a damn good book. That's the one. Crash Proof. Yes, sir. Anyway, let me go ahead and we're going to move on to the next segment of the show, which is the AI segment of the show. So let me go ahead and get our lady in to introduce us to the AI segment of the show. Let's go.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show.
All right, there we go. Where my round of applause at? There we go. All right. Hold your applause. Let me see what's going on. All right, so now for the AI segment of the show, which I need to change that banner out real quick. Where is it? Where's the banner? Where's my banner? I can't change the banner because I can't find it. What the hell I do? There it is. Bam. Bam. There we go. All right, there we go. Got the banners changed. Now we're going to dive into the AI segment of the show, which I put this into the AI segment of the show because this has like a futuristic vibe to it. So it's kind of like AI-ish in a way. I don't know. I just felt like put it in AI because to me it kind of felt that way. But we're going to go ahead and watch this video, or we're going to react to this video. And this video is about a TV show called Black Mirror. Particular episode called 15 Million Merits. This episode to me was extremely good because it broke down basically the way we live now. But somebody did a video breakdown on this video, and the way he strategically broke down every little facet and every piece of it, you're gonna look at this and we're gonna be able to see the way we are living our life now and the way they have like everything circled around us. It's like the way they're clamping everything in. It's seeming like they're pushing us in this direction in this kind of a world. Because if not, it's like we're already there now. It just doesn't look like this. But like mentally, you can see how this is so similar to where we're at now. So we're gonna dive right into this video because this is a really interesting video. If you've never heard of a TV show, it's called Black Mirrors. It's been out for quite a while. I don't know if they still have it on Netflix or not, but each episode is different. Like no episode is the same. Every episode is different. It has nothing to do with the previous episode. They show all different ones, but this one in particular, 15 Million Merits, to me is like a predictor of which direction we're headed in life or in this world, and it's pretty eerie to see. But we're gonna go ahead and react to it and run through it. So let me go ahead and get this pulled up on the screen. Let me change that banner and let's go ahead and take a look at this video. Let me go ahead and pause that jam in the background and let's go ahead and take a look at this video. So here we go. Spoiler alert.
We start with Bing, a man placed in a 1984 dystopian nightmare where he is surrounded by TV screens 24/7. Bing is given 15 million merits after his brother's passing, and he finds a girl that has a beautiful voice, a girl named Abby. Because of her singing and the fact that he's crushing on her pretty hard, Bing wants to give Abby the majority of his merits, so she can enter a show called Hot Shot and move on to something better. Brooker stated that the narrative of 15 million merits is heavily inspired by the narrative in talent shows, referring to shows like American Idol and The X Factor, and mentioning that there's a lot of people who do a job that they hate for little reward. And one of the main means of salvation that's held up is to become an overnight star. Brooker's wife, Connie Huck, was a huge part in the...
That's crazy, isn't it? It's like everybody is on the social media nowadays. They just want to become a star overnight, get a viral video, get something and ride the wave. And we saw that with that, what's that dude name? Akash Singh, where his wife dogged him out viciously. Got her views up from just basically telling her truth, but then tried to backdoor and lie on what's his name, Andrew Schultz or whatever his name is. He tried to come on the show and help him, but people like gave so many thumbs down to that show. The ratio to likes to thumbs down was just atrocious. But yeah, as you can see, same thing.
Conceptualization of 15 million merits. Connie is well known for presenting a show on BBC called Blue Peter. From her experience on the show, she made an observation that you would see so many kids strive to become famous without really necessarily knowing what they would be famous for. We even see a glimpse of this when Abby first arrives to the preview room for Hot Shot, as she is told to say a script into the camera for what she wants to be in the future. Abby complies and says, "I guess I'd like to be as big as someone one day," with the keyword being...
And you see, showing that generation of people, they don't even have an idea of what they want to do in life. They just like, I guess I want to be famous like such and such. There's no like path to life of like they want to become something that better society, or like an engineer or a doctor or something, which sucks now because a lot of this stuff will be taken over by AI later on, but the mindset is gone, and it shows that that mindset is gone here with the way she's responding.
In order to better help understand the ending, we have to further talk about the world Bing lives in. We see a very distinct class system, especially with appearances. The beautiful are the upper class as they are shown off to the world on television, and the average moderately fit people are the middle class on the bikes, representative of the middle class's menial repetitive work cycle. And the overweight are the lower class doing jobs like janitorial work.
You see how close the middle class
and the middle class
and the poor class are in the same boat. I mean, there ain't much difference between these two. I mean, she's riding a bike, he's sweeping the floor, but they're in the same boat. They're in the same room. They're in the same area. So this is basically a 2-class system is what they're showing you. It's just a 2-class system. And the screens that they're peddling in front of them is like their cell phone. Just think of it like that. That's their cell phone. And they're just scrolling away. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, they just scrolling away.
Overweight are the lower class doing jobs like janitorial work. The middle class end up saving and saving to then fork up 15 million merits to get a shot at their 15 minutes of fame. At least for the middle class. The world of 15 million merits is becoming the reality for more and more people every day.
That's
Waking
crazy.
up and trying to start your day when seeing advertisements on your phones from applications that you have to pay premiums in order to not listen to or watch the ads. Going to work also in front of a computer surrounded by a plethora of other screens. Come home and you have a screen that you either watch reality TV on or you shoot things up on video games. You go to...
Hey, he literally is describing life right now. And it might not be your life, but maybe like a Gen Z, the way Gen Alpha kids are being raised. Hell, some millennials, like that's how people are living right now.
Sleep and the vicious cycle repeats itself. When people talk about how out of whack Black Mirror is, one of the first episodes that they mention is 15 million merits. But I think it's far more relatable than it is bizarre.
I do
when
too.
talking about the song Abby ends up singing on Hot Shot, she says her mom used to sing it to her, and her mom learned it from her mom, that it was a sentimental hand-me-down. Bing thought her voice and the lyrics were just so beautiful. Abby wanted him to invest in stuff for himself, like his room or his doppel, but Bing...
And as you can see, looking at how this whole thing is, look at the isolation that they have between the genders. Look at the isolation between the male and the female. The isolation between the two genders. There is no, like, when you, every time you see the genders, as the way as this is set up, they're either working together, but they got their backs turned or they're focused on the screen. There's no contact or interaction with each other. They're in a room, isolated by themselves, surrounded by their screens. And like when the dude interacts, he's simping to give everything to the woman. You know what I mean? But there's still like, there is no communication between the genders that much. It's just like everybody is completely blocked off and set off, and they're focused on one goal. So work out, have enough merits to do whatever it is that they're trying to do to get out of whatever situation they're in. But the genders are completely isolated from each other. That's the crazy thing. Like, look at this, how they set this up. It's like a complete identical way of how we live today. Like, look at it, how it's set up.
Combats this with, that's all stuff, it's confetti, you've got something real. When performing the song on Hot Shot, the song brings the audience members to tears, and Judge Hope even claims the best piece of singing we've had this season. But then Abby gets an offer to go on Wraith's channel, which is just pornography. All the other judges think that it's the only choice for her.
All right, so you see that. She had an opportunity to sing on the thing. They said it was great singing, it was real. And then they said, you get an opportunity to go on his channel, which is his channel. And that's the best you're going to get is to get on his channel. His channel is just straight up prawn. She just finna get banged out viciously. Now, look at how this is. This is how I see this. This is my interpretation of this panel right here. You're being judged on a panel by a group of people. This is your LGBTQ community. This is your feminists, Satanists. And then this is your soon-to-be radical Muslim society sliding on in. So you got your radical Muslim, you got your feminist Satanist, and you got your LGBTQ community right here. And as you see what they did, that she has something real, something that was actually genuine, and what they took to it was to bring her down to the lowest frequency. And as a woman, as they always do with women, they degrade and do her dirty.
She is told that people will do anything to be where she is, and that she'd be a star. After she is pressured by the audience, Abby gives in, because it's still better than being on the bike and doing the same boring, repetitive.
You see that? It's like, hey, you can take this deal or you can go back on that bike and do the same thing over again and just be watching the same thing over. Like you have no hope, no future. Look at this. Look at the genders. Look, they're isolated from each other. They don't communicate with one another. They're in their own world, staring at their own screens. Like there's no bonding between nothing. It's complete total isolation, which you can resemble this to today's life. You can actually resemble this to today's life. You can completely take this up and look at it as today's life. And then when you see women doing everything they can, and look how angry this dude was. The best piece of singing we've had this season because it seemed real and authentic.
But then Abby gets an odd
all
joke,
because it seemed real and authentic. And her and she actually did sing a good song. If you watch the if you watch the episode, she did sing a nice little song. It was nice. But look at the hate and anger in this dude's face. Why? Because he knows that she has the potential chance to escape from the system. He knows that, and if she has a chance to escape through the system, then what does she do? She ends up bringing hope to the rest of the slaves. They don't want that. They don't want that. They don't want her to bring hope to the rest of the slaves. So what they got to do, they got to make her doubt herself, convince her that, hey, all you can do is get packed out and be a sex slave. There's there's your LGBTQ, there's your hateful feminist, and then they're right there. That's your radical Muslim. This is just how I look at it, and it makes sense when you look at it.
Same boring, repetitive work. She agrees and is put on Wraith's channel, dressed up in provocative outfits, forced to perform erotic scenarios, and told to read a script and lie to the audience, because she looks like she hates every single minute.
Now, as you can see, this clearly looks like an episode out of Pornhub, which it is, and he's in his room. He's in his room. This idiot simped out for this woman, gave her 15 million merits to go on the show. She did good and she won, but her reward was to get banged out by a bunch of random dudes on the black dude's channel. You know how that went down.
They took something so beautiful and innocent.
You already know
like
how
a
that went down.
talented singer performing a song passed down from each generation of her family, and then they corrupted it, having to over-sexualize the hell out of her. By the way, if you
had to over-sexualize the hell out of her. I mean, honestly, women are over-sexualized the hell out of themselves, so we're already moving into that direction. We're already going that way. We're already in that direction. The thing is now is that women are choosing to over-sexualize themselves. But this showing right here is that, like, when you get to a point where all the wagons are circled and like there's no way out of the system, now the system has you in a situation where your only way out is to do what these three things say. Like, okay, let's see what talent you have. We're the judge of your talents, and then we're gonna put you in the lowest frequency possible to keep you in the loop, or to keep you so you can keep the slaves in the loop. But let's keep going. But look at it. There it is right there. LGBTQ, satanic feminist, radical Muslim.
If you didn't already think their society was corrupt enough, Selma is advertised on commercial after commercial, being the only star from Hotshot.
Like, you can resemble this similar to like your high dollar, high paid OnlyFans model. Basically, you know what I mean? Yeah, OnlyFans model out here making it, giving women false hope.
You really see people are told to say
giving
to
them
the
false
camera
hope,
that
then
they
an
want to
18-year-old
be
comes
like
out
Selma,
like Lil Tay or whatever the other girl name that just came out recently, and like, oh, we can do it too. And then you just give hope to the next generation, the 18-year-old girls, just to get banged out crazily. Is this episode shows you in a nutshell how we live right now. It's crazy.
So they can convince the public that if you work hard enough and if you're a good enough singer, then you can be just like Selma. Once we get into the waiting room, everyone is singing because they believed in the lie that they were told. And when Abby finally performs, even though Hope claimed it to be the best performance they had all season, Charity and Hope come to the conclusion that they already have too many singers from the previous season. It's a rigged system meant to shatter your dreams, to make you compromise for something lower than your expectations, but slightly better than your average life. Enraged on the fate of Abby, Bing works relentlessly, working long hours, eating scraps, and pedaling away, saving up enough to get 15 mil. When on the Hotshot stage, Bing stammers and doesn't really know what he's gonna say, or exactly what he wanted to say. He just knew that he had to be there, to do something about Abby, so he just starts talking. The most that we hear him talk in the entire episode. Just one big rant that is his stream of consciousness. He tells the truth, expressing how he's been feeling and telling everyone everyone what he's against, like how much he hates the oppression of the lower class, how there is most likely no meaning behind working on the cycles, and how he hates the judges for sitting there and doing nothing about how messed up the system is, and how they only contribute to it. Once he is out of breath and has said his piece, Hope offers him a job to host a stream. And the next time we see Bing, he's streaming on television, living in a much better space. Looking around his apartment, we see another penguin, except this one is made out of wood and is clearly professionally made. This penguin is the key indicator that he traded something pure and real for just some more artificial stuff. Bing didn't even drink any of the compliance stuff they gave Abby, the stuff that probably swayed Abby to say yes to the opportunity in the first place. We see
gave her some drink to sway her mind. They gave her some drink to help sway her mind so she could take advantage of the opportunity. They gave the woman some drink that swayed her mind. They turned his truth and was able to make him sell himself out to entertain the rest of the slaves. Let's keep going.
See that Abby is still on Wraith's channel. Bing didn't break her out or even try to get to her. Bing just lets her get sucked up by the system as he stands in his apartment alone. When Bing looks out onto the green, it's a debate whether or not he's looking out a window or onto a wall of screens. But I think the more important question that we need to address is, who is Bing? Bing ends up being a hypocrite. In the beginning, money was useless to him. He gave it away to make something real happen, and supposedly had no issue doing so. When he gets on Hotshot, he rants about the world and how awful it is, and how no one does anything about it. Yet he reaps the benefits of being a streamer, not having to pedal anymore, and living in a nice apartment with a view of the outside world. Bing,
isn't that what we see today? That's exactly what we see today. They used his truth. They used his truth, turned it into something fake. Cause look, this is him doing a live stream now. Look at this image. This is a live stream. When he first did it, it was serious. He went on the show and he was serious about this. Now, when he turns on the live stream, he goes and gives that same conscious speech on his live stream, but it's just to entertain the slaves that are on a cog on the bikes pedaling for merits or money or whatever, or currency, whatever you want to call it. He's just used now as a streaming service to entertain the rest of the slaves. So they are now using him. They took him out of the slave area or the middle class, put him up, not all the way up in upper class, but above the middle class, because he's alone, isolated, his own place to himself. He gets to look out in the view of the world, but is it a world or is it just a screen? He's by himself, he's alone. Think about it right now. If you have a lot of money, what can you do? You can live stream. You can order groceries to your front door. You can order food to your house. You can stream live services. You can order a Uber to your crib if you need to go somewhere. Like, everything can be ordered to you. You can always stay in isolation at all times. Nobody has to get close to you. And that's where he is right now. Everything he was doing, money wasn't important. Now, here's the thing. When they had the money, or when he made the money, he was able to take the money, give it to the girl. She was able to do something real with it. What they probably could have did was, if they all just simply pooled their money together, if they all just waited till all of them had 15 million merits, and then they all did something together simultaneously, instead of just being a single one to make it out. If they all were to go in and put their minds together collectively against those three judges, they could have just simply got on that stage together as a group of people and just ran and took the judges out. They could have just took over the whole thing. They could have collectively put their mirrors together, got on the show together, and just overran the thing. Or they could have used their collective thoughts to create some kind of entertaining thing to help get each other out of that middle class poor area. But that's not how it is, and that's not how we live. That we don't live that way. The elites do, but we don't. But let's keep going. Let's keep letting this thing play out.
Turns real thoughts, fears, and concerns into something that you just view on a stream for entertainment. All these things he used to believe in, but when given the opportunity for a better life, he trades his own morals, trading one prison cell for a cozier prison cell. He becomes a sellout. During his rant, Bing questions the system, shouting, "We ride day in, day out, going where, powering what," and claims fake fodder is all that we can stomach. In the context of the world they're living in, everything that he's saying is true, and all the questions that he's asking are completely valid, and Judge Hope even knows them to be. But now Bing has his own stream and continuously rants about how corrupt the system is. And one of the main things he talks about is how the doppel items are meant to distract you from your prison cell. Yet the piece of glass, which is a symbol that supposedly fights something like consumerism, gets sold as an accessory on the doppel marketplace. His old prison cell just becomes a backdrop for his new show, as he talks to everyone like he can relate to them, but he is living in much better conditions. It's an entertainment platform.
Wow, bro said he's talking to them like he can relate to them, but he's living in much better conditions. And look, they're just eating it up, just watching it, eating it up. They're distracted that they're on this dang cog, just in a bike, just going and going and going. They was like, we can use him to keep them enslaved. You know, one got semi-free, but he's still in the prison himself. You know, like, this is his new prison. His new prison is better than his old prison. It's just bigger. You know, the screen is, you know, now he's not a consumer. He's a producer or a creator. What do you want to call it? He's no longer a consumer. He's producing for these people. Instead of consuming like these people, he's producing for these people. For the same system.
Platform. So by saying these words through his stream, it numbs the audience to the truth and essentially delegitimizes the integrity of his own words. Everything about it just becomes the norm as it becomes fake. And because of this, Bing's warnings are no longer a wake-up call, as the falsities of their society are even more accepted by the people. With this episode, Black Mirror is pretty much calling out itself, as Black Mirror is a show that delivers true powerful messages about the society we live in, but delivers them to us through a form of entertainment, thus numbing the meaning behind it, as the show just falls back into the many streaming services available for our entertainment, showing us that the ones telling you the system is corrupt are part of the system. When conforming to the system, Bing takes the broken glass piece, the symbol for change and something to combat their prison-like society, and he turns it into a gimmick. Then he condemns it into a black box. This episode can leave you with a lot of questions, but I think the most important one to address is, if someone offered you freedom from the prison cell you were stuck in, much better living conditions, the ability to leave your pointless job and painstakingly boring daily routine to work 1 hour a week, would you take it? If all you had to do was go back on your own moral beliefs, would you seize that opportunity?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what we see every single day when we cut on our computer screens. Crazy. In a nutshell, that's basically what that broke down. The way we live our life right now, that's exactly how everything is lived. Everything is lived through a screen. That's how the younger generations are waking up. They're seeing everything through a screen. And slowly but surely, with AI taking entry-level jobs and all these jobs are getting taken away, kids are having less ambition. People are having less money to take care of them kids, to be financially stable, or to be able to progress further and go further and further with what they're doing, utilizing any kind of college or any kind of jobs that they could have. So there's no ambition, and you just be lowered down to a lower level. And one of the big things that we have now is all of this quote unquote fraud that's going on with Minnesota, New York, California, and all that stuff. And all these people are getting taken care of with these daycares in Minnesota, and they're living off the government's tit. And with that happening, you're taking the money from the government and you're living off of the government. But at the same time, you're literally already a part of UBI. They just don't know it. You know what I mean? Like, they're already a part of the universal basic income system. It's just they're putting it in tiers. Because you want to have people with lower IQs that are not as smart as you to not to be able to wake up other people when you try to lock down this system. Because That's what we're seeing at the very beginning. We're seeing this go on right now. We're seeing that these Somali people, all these people who are taking fraud and getting paid off the government's dime, they're not making their own money. They're not able to provide for their own sales. So then when the currency does collapse, or when things do go on lockdown mode, all the money that was being brought in through fraud or any kind of governmental gains. So now you're not even able to create or make your own wealth. You were too busy depending on the income of the government. And when the government implements a universal basic income, everybody is going to be on a even tier, rich and poor. It's going to be two classes. We're already there anyway, but it's just like, it's just slowly clamping in. It has to go slow. It can't go fast. It'll be too much of a shock, but it's just going slowly but surely. But it is speeding up. It's expediting. But it's slowly speeding up. Keeping the gender separate. Not wanting to have kids. Not wanting to raise the next generation or society. And then the kids that do get raised, they're raised around a bunch of, in this country, a lot less smarter demographic of kids, because the school system gets dumbed down because you have no child left behind. So therefore you can't fail. So then you go to the next grade and you don't know how to read. You don't know what 3 times 9 is. You don't know what 6 times 6 is. And you'll be in your damn 20s, 20 years old, and can't read an analog clock. All these things, you can't read past the 6th grade level. So now it's easy to keep that society, that dumb level of a society, is good to keep them down, because as long as the government gives them something to get them by and they're able to fornicate and do whatever and do whatever they want, UBI ain't such a bad idea. But then, once the government has you by the balls and able to give you UBI, then, you know how that goes. They'll just give you less and less and less and less and less over time. And it's over. You're stuck forever. So that's how I see how that situation goes. That episode of Black Mirror, 15 Million Merits, that's one of my favorites for sure. That one told a hell of a story. What is going on, Tiny Aim? Evening, Tiny Aim. Aim, you're over in the UK, man. It's like what? It's nighttime where you at, ain't it? It's a bright day over here, but it's nighttime where you at, man. You caught me at the very, very end of the stream, bro. You popped in at the very end of the stream. I'm literally wrapping this thing up, man. I do appreciate you being here. Thank you for popping up. I greatly appreciate it. How's everything for you going over there in the Eastern world, bruv? How's life treating you over there in Europe, bruv? Over there in, I forget, you're in London? I think you're in London. That's right, bruv. My bruv over there on the East, living that good life, putting in them petitions so they don't come with that digital ID. UK is like a bag of spanners. I don't know what spanners are. we gonna give you a clap for that one. It's like a bag of spanners. What is spanners in the UK? What do y'all call that? Wrenches in your word. Oh, okay. Gotcha. It's like a bag of wrenches. Just keeps turning and turning and turning. Like they say, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. What you know about that? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Hold me through that wrench. What you know about that? Let me see if I can find that real quick before I log out of here. Let me see. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. I'm gonna show you what that's all about. Where is it at? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Where is it? Let me show you that classic. That classic. Here we go. What you know about this? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Here we go. Can you?
Quebec, go ahead.
Me or? Yeah, shouldn't we learn by dodging balls that are thrown at us, or?
That's what this sack of wrenches is for. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
What?
Yes, sir. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. And if you can't dodge a wrench, then hell, you're going to get smacked in the face by a wrench. That movie is called Dodgeball if you ever want to go watch it. It's actually a funny as hell movie. It's been out for quite a while, as you can tell. It's an old classic right there. That's an old classic. Old classic Dodgeball movie, man. But yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, all right. Let's see what else we got going on. He said Pokey Catch. I do be playing Pokemon. Let me. Okay. I guess y'all were on. Y'all were watching ads. I should turn my ads off on Twitch so you guys won't get trapped in the ads. Yeah, I got to turn my ads off on Twitch so y'all won't get trapped in those ads. Should I turn them off? I think I should turn them off. I think it'd be a good idea to turn them off. Yeah. I'm gonna turn the ads off on Twitch. It's just not fair to have the ads running, because then it's like you're sitting here paying attention and then boom, you get hit with an ad, and it's not like I'm showing you titties or anything like that. So it's gonna be hard for you to want to come back if there ain't no titties being shown, right? Adverts do my head in. I know, man. I'm gonna turn the ads off. Man, I'm probably gonna go ahead and just turn those ads off. I think I'm gonna have to turn the ads off, bruh. I'll keep them off, so therefore it won't divert you away. It'll keep you here. You know, you'll just be here the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But I am on YouTube as well, by the way. I try to tell people, come on over, watch me on YouTube, so you can see me on YouTube as well. There's no ads on YouTube. It's just straight all the way through. I could live in America because of adverts. Damn. Y'all get that many ads? Jesus. We get that many ads too, though. I can't knock it. I can't knock it. I'm sorry. I know you're on Twitch. Like I said, I'm on YouTube too, bro. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Kick. I'm on Rumble. I mean, there's no ads on Kick. There's no ads on Rumble. There's no ads on YouTube. You know what I mean? You can just slide over to the other ones. Preferably YouTube would be greatly appreciated if you got on YouTube. But hey, whichever one you feel like watching on. I see you like to watch Twitch, so I'm not gonna knock you. I greatly appreciate you when you show up, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, sir. Let me see. You didn't get the irony. Oh, damn. No, I didn't. I didn't get it.